friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today we're going to do a full face of current makeup favorites from products that I have tried specifically in the year of 2024. These are not all of my favorites. I will have, it should already be up on the channel, which if it is, I'll link it down below for you guys, a mid-year makeup favorites and regrets video. And I just thought we would also do a look using a lot of my favorites as well. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things like subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. You guys are zoomed in nice and close, 4K, no filters, and everything I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. They are affiliate links though, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So as I mentioned, these are not every single one of my favorites. If there's a product here that I've already said on the channel that I do love and it's not here, it's just because I've picked the ones that I'm just feeling like using today. But in my actual like mid-year faves roundup is where I'll do like all of my current faves. So we are going to start with my Rephr Eye Balm first, because I like to put this on first and let it settle for a bit before I put color corrector and stuff on. And this is one of my favorite products I've actually tried overall this year, is the Rephr Eye Balm. I use eye cream. I use the Allies of Skin eye cream or the Vanish eye cream. I kind of have both. I got sent them both in PR, so I kind of like interchange them. But I have very, very dry under eyes, and the eye cream sometimes isn't enough. So I just find that this adds this extra beautiful level of hydration and smoothing to my under eyes. And I like to put it on first just so that it can like just sink in and melt into the skin properly. But it does like add, so it's like hydrating, smoothing, ever so softly tacky, in the sense that it just makes my concealer wear so much longer and not budge throughout the day in a beautiful way. And when I say hydration, it's not so hydrating that it's like it makes the concealer slip around or anything, because it has that slight tack to it. Phenomenal. Truly, truly phenomenal. I really love this product. I really, really do. I actually fell in love with that Rephr Eye Balm so much, and the concealer, spoiler alert, so much that I actually went and bought every single one of the Rephr products on the website. I'm not even kidding. And I'm going to do a full brand review, but they have a couple of new products launching tomorrow my time, so I want to wait until I can pick those up as well and include them in the review. This isn't like my super duper quick makeup routine, by the way. This is going to be a chatty, talking about my favorites, why I love them, that kind of video. So I'll try and do timestamps if I can remember, but otherwise get a snack and a drink. And when I've got the time to do like luxuriate my makeup, which I try and give myself every single day, to be fair, because it's my favorite part of the day, I like to do all of the steps. I'm very extra. I'm not saying you need to run and buy all of these things or do all of these steps. I like to do truly as many steps as possible, because it's just my favorite thing in the world. Not a lot of makeup, just like thin buildable layers, but yeah, so I'm a little bit extra in some parts is what I'm trying to say. Judgment-free zone around here, as you guys know. So what I like to do now is I like to use my Rephr lip exfoliator, and I really like this one just because it's a bit of a serum and it has the kind of like bristles, so I can just do it all in one, and I don't need to like, you know, do multiple steps or like leave my makeup chair, albeit in the bathroom or whatever. I like to be able to just do it all in one. And then a very, very extra step, truly. The Chanel Hydra Beauty Micro Lip Serum. Look, not a must-have by any means, but if you're someone like, I have really, really weird dry lips, like really dry lips, and I drink a boatload of water, like 4 or 5 liters a day. It's just always been the case. This is a really nice extra step in lip hydration, where it's a very light serum. It's not going to be glossy. It's going to melt pretty much straight into the lip. So it just adds this level of hydration, particularly if you're going to wear like a matte lipstick. It's really nice to pop this on and then pop your like matte lipstick over the top. It's going to keep them hydrated a little bit longer, but for me it just adds this extra level of hydration, and it's really nice. And I know a couple of you guys in the comments have said that you really like it as well for that. And then this Fenty, I've got another gloss later on that I want to talk about as well, so I'm going to talk about this one now. This is the Fenty lip oil. I love these. These are so good. I think I've said it in a few videos now. I really want the milky shades to come out in this formula. It's a beautiful, glossy lip oil. Like, it is a proper lip oil. It's so hydrating and nourishing, but it has this beautiful gloss to it. I love these. Like, I really want more shades in these. Now, for primer, The one that I'm going to use today, and I still have my little sample size, or like I got like a mini size of it. I will absolutely be purchasing this in the full size when I use this up. This is the Guerlain 24K Gold Primer. I believe it was like a new formula release this year or a shade expansion this year. I'm just going to apply this with like a marble brush from BH Cosmetics. I love this. It is gorgeous. Has a slight tack to it. So I find that like when I put foundation over the top of it, it just goes and wears beautifully. Very, very thin on the skin, and it's really lovely and hydrating without increasing any oils. So I do have combination skin. I get oily through my T-zone, and I find that this will still add a nice look, because it's combo skin but it's dehydrated at the same time, I know. But this will add beautiful hydration and make my foundation wear longer without making my oils like increase or come through or anything. I'm still using my Tarte Green Color Corrector. This is nothing new. I do want to try the new Maracuja ones though, but they have not come out in Australia yet. So when I see them, I will get them. Two color correctors that I've tried this year, and I actually really like to mix these together, is the Chanel Color Corrector in the shade Pink. I think it's Pink or Pink Rose. Just rose, and the Rare Beauty Eye Brightener. So I have just been on a kick of getting like nearly every Chanel product this year because I've fallen absolutely intensely in love with the brand. I hadn't really tried much of the brand before, and I got this one because Nikki LaRose says how good it is. On their own, they're not this perfect shade, and you guys probably get sick of me talking about this, but I find for my under eye discoloration, because I have darkness, but then I also have hyperpigmentation that's like brown and stuff. So it's never this like perfect match of a color corrector of like simple peach or pink for me. And so I quite often find mixing a peach and a pink together really will create the perfect kind of color correcting shade for me. And I really like that about these two. I really like these formulas. I also like, I don't know if you can see, I've already started scraping scraping the sides of this one. Like this one's nearly used up. I will instantly repurchase it. Same with this one, to be honest. They wear really beautifully. This is my BK109. I like using both of these ones actually to mix with my darker peach correctors that I have that are too dark on their own. You know, if you're new around here, I like to mix a lot of products together. We can't really return products easily in Australia. Usually it has to be completely unused, or, you know, maybe I've got it usually overseas or something, so it's just really hard to return. So I try whatever I've got to make a product work for me. And so quite often you'll see I mix a lot of formulas together to create like this ultimate perfect formula for myself. Do you need to do that? No, it's just I like to encourage maybe you, if you have multiple products in your collection, to mix and match to see if you create these like perfect, even more amazing products together, that kind of a thing. Or if you have something that's not working, but you can't take it back, or you don't want to take it back, you know how you can make it work, that kind of a thing. I know this foundation is really, really new, but I haven't stopped using it since I got it, and I love it so much. It's definitely high up fave. It's not like I have other faves for different reasons, but this one is just, I'm obsessed and I can't stop using it. And I'm sorry, it hasn't released in the US yet. I'm sorry. As soon as I see it released in the US, I will let you guys know. I think you can pick it up like off a UK site though, if you want to, but hopefully very soon. But it's the Dior Stick Foundation. I have the shade 1N. I have a full review of this foundation on my channel already, and honestly I love it. And I've even got my mum obsessed with it. She purchased, tried it on her yesterday. As a side note, there is either up on my members channel, I'm just going to draw this on my face while I'm talking, up on my members channel already, or coming very, very soon, a video with me and my mum where my members asked her some questions and I do her makeup or we answer them. But I used this on her for that video, and she was like, can we go makeup shopping and buy that foundation straight afterwards, which is what we did. So I just like to draw it on. If you've seen the review, you know exactly, I guess, my thoughts on it. But this is a BK105, by the way, and I really like using this ginormous brush to blend out all of my stick foundations because it does it so quickly and flawlessly. But this is so thin on the skin, but still adds a beautiful medium coverage, which is my ideal coverage type. It is hydrating without making me greasy or oily or enhancing texture, and it is quite blurring, really. It really is, especially for a hydrating foundation, and it wears stunningly for the entire day. Doesn't settle in fine lines. It just wears so naturally and beautifully, really like your skin but better. I mean, you can tell I'm wearing foundation because it's like, well, you can because I'm wearing makeup, right? But like, it is so natural. I just love it, and it doesn't break me out, which I was surprised about. I can't stop using this. It's my current obsession, and I think it's amazing. And I keep getting questions asking how I like it compared to the Tom Ford. I like it way more than the Tom Ford foundation stick, and I will have a comparison video coming up shortly where I compare the two. But I do like the Tom Ford a lot. I like this Dior one a lot more. It's just a lot thinner on the skin, more smoothing, and wears a lot nicer in my opinion. Even though I actually really like the Tom Ford one, so that tells you how much even more amazing I think this one is. So that's how we're looking. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, concealer. I'm gonna mix two together. I'm pretty sure I have individual reviews of both of these on the channel. So two of my fave concealers. I've got a few concealers that I've really enjoyed this year, but these are probably my top two that I've tried specifically this year, I think. Chanel Sublimage and the Rephr. I mean, this one is gorgeous. This one on its own is like impeccable, truly. I mean, they both are great on their own, but like, this is gorgeous. You can like build it up to be sheer coverage, full coverage. I've got little fuzzies on my face. Sorry, that's why I keep touching my face. You only need a really small amount. Like, this product is expensive, but trust me, it'll last you forever. If you have dry under eyes, it's going to be really nice and hydrating for you. It's also smoothing and long wearing. It's beautiful. And honestly, same with this one. This one doesn't have as much full coverage to it. Sorry, I have the shade 10 in the Chanel and shade 3 in the Rephr. The Rephr, I actually just need to pick up a slightly deeper shade to mix with this, which I personally usually find I need to do. It's very my under eye color type thing. But this one I really like as well, and I've seen people find that this is an odd formula. I don't. I find it to be not as hydrating as the Chanel, but hydrating, smoothing, and I find it to wear really beautifully, and I find these both to be very lightweight on the skin. And on the under eye, I don't find them to crease or move around. And the Rephr with the Rephr Eye Balm in particular is like a gorgeous, gorgeous concoction. So yeah, I really, really like both of these. I should also mention, nothing in this video is sponsored. If I got anything in PR, I'll let you guys know. If I don't mention it, I will, I've bought it with my own money. So I'll tell you, I think there's only maybe 2 products that I got gifted in here. I'm sorry, I'm looking around thinking, but yeah, I think it is. But look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I really, really love these concealers. This is new too, but again, wow, this has just impressed me so much. This is the new contour stick from Dior. I got light, and it's this perfect shade. It's so molly and it blends. It's wearing, it's blurring. I love it so much. They nailed it. They nailed it with this. I always tend to put too much on, so you'd think I'd learn. I don't, because it's just a small bit goes a long way. Again, it's really expensive. It's like 95. This is my Sonia sheer buffer. I think it's like 95 Australian dollars. I don't know what that will be. Probably 60-ish, I guess, maybe late 50s, early 60s in the US. But because you only need the smallest amount of product, like I've put too much on truly, it's gonna last you a really, really long time. But it is absolutely stunning, especially if you're my skin tone. You're gonna find like this shade is just gorgeous for you. But yeah, I can't stop using it. I love it. And I've tried some amazing bronzers this year, especially cream ones, and like, oh, this has blown me away. Oh, you guys, honestly, I can't stress enough. These new Dior like complexion products, they're so good. I don't know what magic they've done with them, but they need to keep it up, because normally I'm not a massive Dior complexion fan, but these are impressive, truly. Also, it goes without saying, like, obviously this is all just my own opinion. You know, things might work for me that don't work for you, vice versa. I'm not a makeup artist. It's just makeup fun. No judgment-free zone around here, okay? We're all allowed to do what we like. I don't have a new under eye powder that I would say is a fave. I have discovered this year that just mixing my under eye blurring powder from Pat McGrath Labs with any powder seems, for my under eyes in particular, seems to make it so much better, like infinitely better even. And particularly with powders that I find on their own aren't perfect for one reason or another, especially if they're a little bit too hydrating. So for example, the Hourglass Vanish, Airbrush Vanish, yeah, Vanish pressed powder on its own, too hydrating, don't love it, doesn't do enough, but mixed together I really quite like it. So more so just a way of like how I make it work for me, because I can't return it. And so I'm just going to mix these together for my under eyes. I always use a different powder for my under eyes to my face because I need, yeah, they're just finicky, okay? So I just like to press that in here, and I like, because I like that the Hourglass has a bit of a tint. I like a powder that's got a little bit of a tint to it for my under eyes. Like the Make powder is still like my holy grail for my under eyes. But yeah, mixing this pat blurring under eye powder, it's like the hydration, but the blurring side of the pat powder just really makes it like flawless. Now, do you need to go out and buy the Hourglass because of it? Like, no, absolutely not. But I do recommend the powder at least. Powder that I've been constantly raving about, the Chanel loose powder, not a new one, but the first time I tried it, and wow, I just take it with its powder puff because it's so finely milled. I find if I use a brush, it's actually so finely milled that the powder still goes everywhere. So it's just easier to like you work it really like into the sponge and then press it on. Because it is that finely milled, but because it's so finely milled, one, it's super blurring, and I like that effect on my skin, but it lasts. Now, as I always say, shout out to my Face Atelier glass skin powder. I'm also like, the Chanel and the glass skin are now tied for first on my favorite powders in my collection, truly, for setting my face. They're flawless. Like, look at this. Flawless. And because it's so thin, it doesn't look cakey or feel heavy or feel too much. It's just stunning, and it just really, really wears. Really, really wears so well. Love it. I'm gonna speed through me doing my brows so that you can see how I do them, but I thought I'd tell you the products that I'm absolutely loving. This Rephr brow pomade. So one side is the angled brush, and then this little side you screw it and it has the little product in here. So great for travel if those of you travel, but I really, really like this product. It is lovely, super quick and easy to use, and lasts really well. So I'm gonna use this through my brows, and then again, if you're not new around here, I scream from the rooftop about these brow gels, and I still do. The Big Bush Brow from Urban Decay in Cool Cookie. It's like a, I guess, think like Benefit Gimme Brow kind of type product, but better. And then the Slick, which is a clear brow gel with this like little comb. Oh my gosh, you guys. Now, yes, it's overkill. Like I like this one to like thick and plumpen, and then I like this one to hold them up because I have these really weird strong brow hairs that like I need like the extra gel in it to keep them held up. Out of all three of these though, like I really like the Rephr one, but these are like run don't walk stitch for me. Like they're amazing, and I don't know why more people don't talk about them. So I'm gonna speed through me doing my brows so you can at least see what I do, but you know, they're a little bit boring to watch, so here we go. So the brows are on, very quick and easy for me, and I personally, this is just how I like to do my brows. I think they look pretty good. They're probably not sisters, they're probably very distant cousins, but that's okay. Now how I like to finish my brows is I take my MY40 and I take the pink pomade from the Danessa Myricks Blooming Romance, I think it's called. Yeah, palette, which you know I'm obsessed with all of the Danessa Groundwork palettes. And I use this to tidy up. I usually switch between this and the light shade in the Groundwork palette. It just depends on honestly what I'm feeling on the day. And I do this every time I do my brows. Every time. I just find it makes it nice, just tidies them up a little bit, softens them a little bit. And then I just take a Sigma E25 and I go into the pink powder and just lightly kind of blend it in here a little bit as well. Brows done. Let's do eyes before we move on to the rest of the face. And this product I have tried before, but it's not until this year that I've fallen intensely in love with it, because I kind of tried it, didn't think much of, like, or not that I didn't think much of it, I just kind of put it aside for some reason, and then I got sent it again in PR, and I can't get enough. This is the Sigma Eye Primer, or the Sigma Eye Primer base. It comes in different colors, and I truly find this to be my favorite eye primer. I absolutely love it. It's just really creates this beautiful, like, tacky but beautiful base to blend on, and it extends the wear of my eyeshadow. I just really, really like this eye primer. Now, I'm not actually using an eyeshadow palette in this video because I'll do a ranking of my eyeshadow palettes, but I do want to show you guys two single type shadows that I have discovered this year that I've come to start using these in like one or two different capacities so often. I've really gone on this single eyeshadow kick this year in terms of all formulas, and I'm just obsessed. But this has been such a huge, like, love of mine ever since I got it. And it's the Danessa Myricks Color Fix shadow in the color Olive View. I think that's what it's called. Olive View. It is such a really pretty khaki poopy type brown. I adore it. And the way that these go on is so easy and fuss free, and then they don't budge, they don't crease, nothing. And so I'll quite often throw this on all over the lid as like just a soft kind of khaki smoky eye, but it's very soft. I find it to be very, very everyday friendly for me and my preferences. I find it to be a really good like eyeshadow base as well, or like to put other cream shadows over the top of it. I just truly have fallen so head over heels in love with this shadow, particularly the shade, but also the formula. So I just put it a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to take a 211 from BK and I just work it in like this. And I kind of start by pressing the most amount of pigment close to the lash line. And then as I get upward a little bit, start to blend. And then I always have a clean blending brush right next to me. This is just a Rephr 15. And then once I've got the color kind of down, I'll blend it out. And it's so quick and easy and fuss free. Look at that. And then, as I said, once these dry, they dry. And then you can build them up, like, so you can build it like sheer like this, or you can build it up a little bit more. I'm just gonna build it up a little bit more just to show you guys. Just so pretty. I just love it. I love the shade so much. Let me know if you've tried these color fixes before. I think I know I'm really behind the boat of these, but yeah, my goodness, now I obviously want more shades, but I'm being well behaved because there's only so much I can use. And I really, really like this shade in particular because I find it's like not your traditional brown, but it's still kind of, I guess, neutral enough and not too intimidating, because you can obviously like not put as much on and it's quite sheer, but it's still just a hint of smokiness that I like. Oh, I just love it. I truly love it. And then I'm just going to take a little pencil brush while I'm here with the same product, and I'll pop that on underneath. See, once it dries down, like it dries down, so it's not going to crease or budge or move around or slip around. So you kind of want to work on like one eye at a time. But see, I just feel like that's still so soft and wearable. You go in over the top with like the Groundwork neutral palette or whatever over the top of this. But what I like to do is I now like to take a single shadow. So I've been really liking either Beige Mitzvah or the Brune Talpa from Chanel. I did the Brune Talpa from Chanel in a video recently, so I thought today we'd do Beige Mitzvah so you could see. And I'm just gonna take it on a Rephr 33 and I just pick a little bit up. You can obviously build it up as much as you like. And again, I start with like the most concentrated pigment close to the lash line, and then start to bring it up. And it is just adds this beautiful little metallic sheen. I also really like this on its own with like no shadow, just like blended out over the lids. It's gorgeous. I got this from Blair, this recommendation, and she obviously never steers me wrong. I mean, talk about a very quick, fuss-free, simple, easy eye look. Obviously doesn't need to be this one. You could also like, I mean, a pat special shade or something even like tapped over the top. So pretty. I've been raving about the Bobbi Brown eyeliner sticks since I got them. I mean, this one is the color khaki, or is it jungle? Jungle, which is like, again, this beautiful khaki color. Absolutely love it. Great for sensitive eyes. This one and the shade Fog are my faves because they're just these slightly unique eyeliner shades I've never had before, and they're stunning. And then I really like putting Contour Clair in my lower waterline, especially when I've got a bit more of a like smokier eye where I want something, I want it to remain like that sultry smoky. So I don't want to necessarily put the brightener on from Victoria Beckham, but I don't want it to be too deep. I don't like a super dark eyeliner on my lower waterline. So yeah, I find the Contour Clair is like this perfect shade. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to put my Rephr mascara on because I really like it. I like how this doesn't flake. I like the way that it makes my lashes look, and I personally like this wand. I know some people say they really hate it, and I can understand. It's probably you either really like it or really hate it, but I really like it. For the inner corner, I wouldn't actually necessarily say this is a fave, but I do like it as a fave for the inner corner. This is the Rare Beauty eyeshadow stick in Integrity, and I just literally draw it on my inner corner here, and I like it when I'm doing something quite fuss-free like that. Like I said, I've been loving these more pared down looks lately. Who am I? Listen, is it a surprise? Just holy grail, scream from the rooftops. I love this bronzer so much. This is the Tint Idol bronzer from Lancome in the shade Too Light. This is a BKN15. I just, honestly, if you can get your hands on this bronzer, run, don't walk. It is the most smoothing, blurring, just perfecting bronzer. Second to this, if you haven't caught my faves, is definitely the YSL one. They're very similar, but I like this one a little bit more. It's just so velvety and blurring and smooth. For cream highlighter, I'm still loving the lowlighters from Danessa Myricks. I know a lot of people weren't wowed by these. I really like them. I just take it on my sponge, and the reason why I do, I'd like to see the shade range expanded to include like a champagne and some softer colors, but I think that they are great for people that either one, want the softest highlighter, two, you maybe have textured skin and you just really don't want to enhance that at all, but you do want a little bit of a highlighter. You maybe have really oily skin and want to use a cream highlighter, but maybe some cream highlighters are just too hydrating for you. This has that upslight technology in it, so it's going to keep those oils at bay while not stripping the skin or creating it, like making it dehydrated or dry in any way. I don't know, I really like them. Like, you can obviously just use this on its own. It's completely dried down. Stunning. I also really liked wearing it on my eyes. I liked the deeper shades for like underpainting for bronzer and stuff. I really like the low lighters. I think for someone that maybe doesn't want an in-your-face highlighter and you want it to be very, very natural, it's a great option. And then also the Lancome Tint Idol highlighter. This is the MY7 fan brush. Again, if you're someone that wants a very natural, soft powder highlight, this is the way to go. It doesn't enhance texture. I mean, it will enhance it more than the low lighter just because it has a bit more glow to it, but not like, it has no glitter specks or anything in it. It's almost like truly a liquid in a powder form. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's just nice and subtle. You can't build this one up to be too blinding, to be honest. You'd probably have to try really hard or really concentrate it, and that's what I like about it. It's kind of like foolproof, especially if you're someone that just wants that softer one. But yeah, I'm really into it. For cream blush, Glaminatrix cheek tints. Like, these are phenomenal, truly. The shade range is phenomenal. I'll quickly swipe to swatches of every single one of these shades. I say it all the time that these are Rare Beauty liquid pinch blushes, but less pigmented. So they are really beginner friendly, anyone friendly, and they are incredibly lightweight and thin on the skin. They are flawless. I love them. I think I'll take Petal maybe today. Actually, I'm gonna take Petal, which is like a peach, but I want to mix in a little bit of Gentle as well. So I'm just going to mix them together. Going to work it in with my sponge. I mean, look, you can build these up to be quite impactful, but the great thing is you need to kind of like build them up to be impactful. Like, you know, sometimes with the Rare, if you're just even slightly too heavy-handed, it's like, oh gosh. So these are very buildable, but see how thin and undetectable in the skin they are. Like, you cannot like detect them, but the flush is there. It's absolutely stunning. They do not budge all day as well. They are incredible, truly. Randomly, my favorite powder blushes I have tried this year, truly, these are my favorite powder blushes I have tried this year, are the REM powder blushes. These are so good. I have Rose on Mars and Peach Planet. I am just going to mix them together today. These are like velvet suede, perfectly buildable, perfectly blurry and long wearing, but like stunning. These are a really high quality luxury blush for a much more affordable price than say your Hourglass or Tom Ford or whatever. So I'm just going to take this Rephr, this is their limited edition one from Holidays actually. It's pretty much like a Rephr 5 but not quite. And I'm literally just going to mix them together. Honestly, I can see myself collecting like nearly every shade in this formula. It's so good. My Smashbox brushes, I have so many brushes that need washing, and I always like to sweep it up on my forehead and my nose. By the way, I just like to tie all the colors in, you know, like I've been sunburnt in a way, but you totally don't need to do that. That's just me. You guys, these blushes, truly run, don't walk. Truly run, don't walk. They're so good. They are so good. Like, you can get them off Selfridges if you have, like, if you're in the UK, or you have the Selfridges shipping thing like I do if you're in Australia, but you can also get them off the REM website. They ship to Australia. And then you can get them off Ulta Beauty if you're in like the US and stuff, but they are so good. Those blushes, so good. Two setting sprays that I really, really like. I just want to shout them both out. So the Danessa Myricks Set It oil control setting spray is really, really nice if you have that combo oily skin. So I don't want anything too hydrating, but this sets like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. Like, it is really, really good, but doesn't add any like extra hydration or like too much hydration, if you will. Whereas this one, the Invisiveil setting spray from Faves, if you have dry normal skin or you want like a spray that's going to really inject some hydration into the skin, this is the one that you want. But this also makes the makeup set and wear really well, like the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. It's really good. And the smell of this, I say it all the time, it's amazing. I don't know what it is about the smell, but it's flawless, okay? It needs to be a perfume, say it every time. I'm gonna use the Danessa one today just because I have used the Vive one in quite a few videos lately. So honestly, I've been using all of these products in so many videos because they're currently like my holy grails. There's been a lot of good quality makeup releases this year. All right, let's do lips. So many good lip liners this year as well, but I really love this one the most that I've tried. This is the Rephr, I think this is called a lip sculpt. I've got the shade Taupe and I also have the shade Fawn. There's not much difference between them, to be honest. This is the shade Taupe. And the reason why I love this is it has the lip liner on this side, and then it has like this setting gel over the other side, and it's like a clear gel. It doesn't like add any gloss or anything, but what it does is you can either put the lip liner fully over the lips, like shade it completely in, and put the gel over the top, and it sets that lip liner on your lips all day, like does not budge. It's like a liquid lip, but the gel, while it doesn't add any gloss, it like adds hydration. So your lips don't like feel dry, they don't look too dry, that you don't get butthole lips or anything, and it honestly wears all day, like they won't budge. Or you could just even line the outside of your lips and then like set it with the gel to like keep your eyeliner, your lip line just from budging at all if you find that you have a problem with that. Or if you, I wouldn't put the gel so much over a satin lip. I don't think, I've just never tried it, but you could also get like another matte lip and set it with the gel and it would probably extend the wear time as well. So I just think it's a really cool product. And I really love this shade. So I'm gonna line my lips. And then just for giggles, I'll set it with the gel. It hasn't made the lips more matte, but it also hasn't made them shiny or anything. It's just really like this clear formula that just melts straight in and really like sets the lip line. Kind of give it a couple of seconds or 30 seconds to set in before you put your like rest of your products on. I've also actually shaded in my entire lips with this, set it with the gel, given it like about 2-3 minutes, and then used a gloss over the top of it. And I find that it's still, even with the gloss over the top, still is really long wearing. It doesn't make the gloss wear any longer, but it keeps the product underneath really long wearing. I really like it. I mean, you guys know my favorite lip product that I have tried this year is the Westman Atelier lipsticks. I am obsessed with these. Even my mum is now obsessed with these. I got her Rue and PK. She loves Rue more. PK is my favorite. I've got 4, Rue, PK, Lacquer, and Rephr. I wanted to get all of the shades, and I do, but I won't really wear the other shades, so there's no point. So I really want to see her expand the shade range with more brown shades, if I'm honest. This one's PK. This shade is my favorite by far. I absolutely love it. I love this formula. I love the packaging. I love everything about this lipstick. It's not going on as pigmented because I have the gel down and I haven't let it set long enough because I'm impatient, but I love this. I love this lipstick so much. Look at it. I find that this doesn't dry out my lips, but because it's not a full satin lipstick, it's a lot more long wearing than say a satin lipstick. But it's not comfortable. You can still put, it's like still super fuss free to put on. I really love this formula. I have raved about it consistently since I tried it. It's one of my top must try products. I think it's phenomenal. I just really want to see the shade range expanded, if I'm honest. And then for a gloss, the Rephr Taupe Gloss is phenomenal. I have discovered this year, I've never tried a product with a little metal applicator. You know, like this has like a metal, it's all a bit gunky. Let me clean it before I actually show it to you. How about I do that? It's got like one of these metal applicator things. I've actually never tried a lip product or even an eye product until this year with these little metal things, and wow, they make a difference. And now I want every lip product to have this metal thing because it's so cooling. But this gloss is phenomenal. So I'm gonna pop it on. And it is really, really hydrating on the lips. Now it's a little bit more sticky feeling than like your Gloss Bomb lip oil, for example. So it feels like a true gloss. Yeah, it would probably feel like if your hair was to fly across your face, your hair would probably stick to it, but it doesn't, it's not a formula where you get those like goopy gloss lines or anything like that. But it is so hydrating, so lovely in the lips. I also usually put this in my bag when I'm working in the office because it has such a beautiful tint to it. If I just, I'll put usually this one on and like set it for the day and then just use this as like my top up gloss in between, and it just lasts so well. Or even on its own, it's just really pretty as a lip product. I really like it. And I think that they're slept on. I really do. I think Rephr as a brand, just as a side note, slept on. I really do. Let me go and do my hair and stuff, and then we will zoom out and wrap this up. All right, my friends, this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I really like it. This has honestly pretty much been like my go-to makeup look for the last 2 months, interchanging my like topper shadow pretty much, but this is what I've been doing quite a bit. I really like it and I love all of these products. Hopefully that was enjoyable for you guys. Don't forget to check out my mid-year favorites if you haven't seen that video already to see like all of my faves. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and what you think, and yeah. You know, if you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. Extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends. Thank you for supporting my channel as well as all of my other members. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.